Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English for Healthy Living Stories for Spanish Speakers. I'm your host, Amanda, a certified health coach.
And I'm David, a health enthusiast. It's great to be here. You know, Amanda, I was thinking about something the other day. When I was 25, I could eat an entire pizza by myself for days and not gain a single pound. But now that I'm 35, if I even look at a slice of cake, my pants start to feel tighter. What's the deal with that? Why does it get so much harder to stay lean as we get older?
That's an excellent question, David, and it's something many people experience. It's not just your imagination. The truth is, it's not one single thing, but several compounding factors that work together.
Compounding factors? Okay, you have my attention.
First, there's insulin resistance. Over time, especially with a diet high in artificial or processed foods, our body cells can become less responsive to insulin. This makes it harder for our bodies to manage blood sugar and easier to store fat. Even artificial light at night can disrupt our hormones and contribute to this.
Right, so it's not just about the calories in food, but how our body's hormones react to external factors?
Exactly. The second factor is a more sedentary lifestyle. Many people in their 30s and 40s have desk jobs, which means we are sitting for many hours a day. We simply move less than previous generations did.
The daily commutes, then sitting at a desk, then sitting on the couch. It adds up.
It really does. Third, we have environmental toxins. This is a big topic, but essentially we're exposed to things like heavy metals in our diet, water, and air, or nanoplastics in our water and food containers. These can disrupt our hormonal systems.
Wow.
And finally, a surprising one, we're always in a comfortable temperature zone. We use air conditioning when it's hot and heating when it's cold. Our bodies don't have to work hard to regulate their temperature, which means they burn fewer calories just to stay comfortable.
I never thought about my thermostat making me gain weight. That's fascinating, Amanda. But it's also a lot to take in. For our listeners who want a practical first step, could we focus on one area? Maybe we could talk about meal prep, especially for men over 35 who are facing this exact problem.
That's a fantastic idea. Focusing on actionable steps is key. In fact, this brings to mind a client of mine named Michael. He's a 36-year-old entrepreneur who came to me feeling frustrated with his health and energy levels. He was a perfect example of this.
Okay, so let's hear Michael's story. What was the plan?
The first thing we addressed was his nutrition, starting with protein. There's a common belief that to build muscle or lose fat, you just need to eat more and more protein, but that's not always better. For Michael, who works out 3 to 4 times per week, we set a target of 150 grams of protein per day.
150 grams? And was that from protein shakes and bars?
No, and this is a key point. We aimed for all of it to come from whole foods, things like beef, chicken, eggs, and fish. Getting protein from real food provides more nutrients, and to do this consistently, prepping is essential. You can't hit your goals if you don't have good food ready to eat.
That makes sense. Planning ahead. So what about carbohydrates?
Michael didn't need to be on a ketogenic diet. We used a strategy called carb cycling. On the days he had a workout, he ate between 150 and 200 grams of carbohydrates to fuel his exercise and recovery. On his rest days, he consumed under 100 grams.
So he's not cutting out carbs completely, just being smart about when he eats them.
Precisely, and most of those carbs came from vegetables, with some fruit. We eliminated things like bread, most grains, pasta, and sugar. This kept his energy stable. Next, we looked at fats. His daily fat intake was around 60 to 70 grams.
And I imagine the type of fat matters a lot here.
It is absolutely crucial. We focused on high-quality, stable fats for cooking, like beef tallow, lard, and coconut oil. For dressings or finishing dishes, he used extra virgin olive oil and avocado oil. Even the fat from high-quality cured meats like Iberian ham is beneficial.
Jamón, nice. But why is fat quality so important?
Because your body uses fats for critical functions, you need them to absorb fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. Also, every single cell in your body has a membrane made from fat. Using poor quality, unstable fats can lead to inflammation and poor cell health.
Okay, so we have the targets. 150 grams protein, cycling carbs, 60 to 70 grams of quality fats. How did Michael actually manage to do this? What was his meal prep strategy?
This is the best part because it's so simple. First, he buys his meat in bulk once a month and freezes it in individual portions. This saves money and time.
Smart.
Then he cooks big batches of meat only twice a week, usually on Sunday and Wednesday. He loves using his outdoor grill because it's fast, easy to clean, and adds amazing flavor. He also marinates his meat and fish in advance. A simple mix of olive oil, lemon juice, garlic, and herbs makes a huge difference.
So he's not spending hours in the kitchen every single day.
Not at all. For his vegetables, he roasts large trays in the oven. His favorite is Brussels sprouts tossed with balsamic vinegar and a few chopped dates for a little sweetness. He even started fermenting his own food, like making sauerkraut to put on his burgers. It's fantastic for gut health.
Wow, that sounds both healthy and incredibly delicious. He's really organized.
He is now, and that's the point. As you can see from Michael's story, a little bit of planning with meal prep makes a world of difference. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent.
Absolutely. And it removes the stress of figuring out what to eat every day. Thank you for sharing that, Amanda.
First, there's insulin resistance. Over time, especially with a diet high in artificial or processed foods, our body cells can become less responsive to insulin. The second factor is a more sedentary lifestyle. Third, we have environmental toxins. For Michael, who works out 3 to 4 times per week, we set a target of 150 grams of protein per day. We aimed for all of it to come from whole foods, things like beef, chicken, eggs, and fish. We used a strategy called carb cycling. On the days he had a workout, he ate between 150 and 200 grams of carbohydrates to fuel his exercise and recovery. On his rest days, he consumed under 100 grams. Because your body uses fats for critical functions, you need them to absorb fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. Also, every single cell in your body has a membrane made from fat. Using poor quality, unstable fats can lead to inflammation and poor cell health. He cooks big batches of meat only twice a week, usually on Sunday and Wednesday.
To stay lean after 35, combine regular exercise with smart eating habits.
Insulin resistance makes it harder for your body to control blood sugar levels. A sedentary lifestyle with long hours at a desk can lead to weight gain. Environmental toxins like heavy metals can disrupt your hormones over time. Here are some actionable steps to improve your diet this week.
Carb cycling means eating more carbs on workout days and fewer on rest days.
Meal prep saves time and helps you stick to healthy eating goals. Fermented foods like sauerkraut are great for gut health. Processed foods often contain hidden sugars that spike your blood sugar. Chronic inflammation from poor diet can harm your cells and joints.
If you, our listeners, found Michael's story helpful, please give us a like and subscribe to English for Healthy Living. We'll be back next week with more stories to help you on your journey. Hasta luego!